you cannot know that I'm an introvert person, or that is my, and you do not know any insecurity of mine because you cannot observe it. And until I tell you, nobody knows my insecurity, only I do. But for a differently able person, everybody knows their disability just by observing them, and they are very sensitive about it, and like people always sympathizing about them. So like they are might be facing that from childhood, and like they would not like it. You just keep pointing about their weakness all the time.
Welcome to Boldly Unfiltered, where we ask the uncomfortable questions people often avoid. Today, we're talking about mental health, the silence around it, the stigma, the judgment, and why so many people struggle in ways they can't show the world. From seeking help to the words we casually use, this is a conversation that you need to hear about what needs to change. So let's hear honest voices, true opinions, and the unfiltered truth. Let's go.
Like I struggle a bit, and like I do like not open up generally with anybody like I do. And I'm an introvert personality that way. So yeah, I think they would have been more sensitive because like nobody is telling me that like I am incapable of something, or I cannot see any physically incapability. I cannot see it. It's just in my mind, and I know that you cannot see my incapabilities. But for a physically disabled person, it's like everyone can see their insecurities. You cannot know that I'm an introvert person, or that is my, and you do not know any insecurity of mine because you cannot observe it. And until I tell you, nobody knows my insecurity, only I do. But for a differently able person, everybody knows their disability just by observing them, and they are very sensitive about it, and like people always sympathizing about them. So like they are might be facing that from childhood, and like they would not like it. You just keep pointing about their weakness all the time, being biased. Oh, you cannot do this, so I'll help you out. So even if you're nice, so they might feel little awkward ki you are doing it for the sympathy because I don't have it. So that is, they, I think, way more than we can think for 10 times 10. Because physical challenges you can clearly observe is one thing. You just get to know. Like if I'm physically sick, everybody around will know that I'm physically sick, and they will ask me to get treated, and I would be in like pain or something, and it's visible. And another thing is like the mental illness is not actually being seen, and nobody would know until you tell anybody like what are you facing mentally or something is there. So that is one reason. And another reason that is that like people do not take mental health very seriously. Like it's not illness to people. It is not illness only. Like it's just a normal thing. Okay, I'm sad about it today, maybe I'll be fine tomorrow. But physical health, you know, if you don't get treated, it won't get fine. But in mental health, people think, okay, like I'll do something else, maybe I'll get distracted, but it remains with you. It does not go anywhere, which in long term we realize that, oh, this was like something I was like. Most people figure out their mental issues because of their childhood, and they didn't observe it like in their early stage, and later on they realize I am this person because I faced this in my childhood. Maybe I was very, you know, I was told something, and that became my insecurity and issue, and this is how I behave with those things because of those childhood. And it long term you realize that it was because of that. But physical health, if I was sick in childhood, I get observed, get treated quickly. But you don't observe your mental health. We don't observe ourselves in general in that terms, and people around us also cannot observe us.
Yeah, definitely. Like most of the times, people think that either we are making excuses or we just don't want to put ourselves in front of everyone. We are trying to run away from the things. So that's why people think that mental health is just an excuse to run away from the things and responsibilities further. So that's why people think that that mental health is just a excuse of low efforts. Yeah, because I have went through the same thing. I have suffered from mental health. And when people don't try to listen and people think that you are literally vulnerable, they feel agitated about the same thing, that why she is talking about same thing in a loop. So that really affects a person who is already affected by the thing, right? And if it's really important for everyone to empathize with the person and listen what exactly he or she is going through. So being honest, what I have faced, that if people or someone very close to you is not listening to you, you're not able to share the things that you're going through in your daily life, or it could be anything. Okay, so I think a person needs to empathize and sympathize as well with the person, so that we can share it with with our all heart, and we could keep the things in front of everyone. That's how it works. Yeah, like it usually happens, that people are not tend to believe the things that usually happens with the affected person. As I have already told you, that we need to be, let's like we need to empathize with the person. We need to understand what exactly he or she is trying to tell. Otherwise it will be really impossible for us, or we'll think that the other person is making excuses and it's not real. Everything isn't like the person is in his or her delusional world. So that how not things work. Mental health is a problem. It's a serious problem that people needs to take and compare it with the physical problem itself. Because it's not visible, it doesn't mean that it's not affecting a person. It's affecting at the same level, or I would say affecting more. Because if someone is in depression or anxiety, the person knows what he or she is going through. No one can understand his or her pain. So I think that is the important part. Definitely we should be mindful of our language, what exactly we are saying, how we are speaking, what kind of words we are using. So because a normal thing, even a sarcasm or a joke can affect someone. We need to be mindful with our words. We need to think three times before speaking. That is the most important thing, and I think that is rightly said, that you need to think before speaking anything. Because a small thing or small word can affect a person very deeply. That could create a person, or impact on their mind. That is really important to think before speaking. Yeah. I would go to my mother. She's my the I could say she's my best friend, because whenever I'm in a situation that I can't go come out from, I'm stuck somewhere. I'm not able to decide, because usually I'm indecisive, right? So I need to go to her. I need to share everything with my mother. She helps me a lot. She understands. She never questions. So that is the most important thing. It's not about only. It's not the responsibility of your friends, but it's also about your parents, how they are considering it, how they are taking it forward. So yeah, and I'm literally lucky that my mother understands me, think like she listens to me what exactly I'm going through, and she helps me out there. So that is the most important thing for everyone. Yeah.